Let's talk a little Hawkeye women's basketball, and why not? Franthea, All-American for Vivian Stringer. What was it like playing for C. Vivian, first off?
It was an honor and a pleasure. As many probably don't know, I lost my mom when I was 17 years old, so she became that for me and then some. So she taught me all about how important it is for family. Basketball was just kind of secondary. Her whole philosophy was about living life after basketball. And so basketball for me, through her, was just a metaphor for life. So it was an honor and a privilege.
Her, as much as anything, probably brought you to Iowa, I would guess. But there had to be other things about the campus, about Iowa City, that made you feel warm and welcome?
Of course, all of these people out here, they probably weren't there when I played, probably wasn't there when I was playing here, but it was the fans. The fans are awesome. I had never experienced anything like that in my life. There were some goals that Coach Stringer, wanted to accomplish when she got here, and one was to sell out Carver Hawkeye Arena, and they sold it out and then some. And now that probably will never happen again because it was a fire hazard. They had to turn people away after the Iowa women's basketball team versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. And there was over 22,000 people during that time. So one of her goals was accomplished. So it was an amazing feat.
If I remember correctly, weren't you on the Final Four team?
No, sir.
You just missed it then?
I probably missed it by a few years, but once you a Hawkeye, you're always a Hawkeye, and wherever C. Vivian Stringer is coaching, there's a big sisterhood. She has, we call it 3 teams, 1 family. So she coached at Cheney first, then Iowa, now at Rutgers. And there's a sisterhood a bond that can never be broken.
So you guys all stay in contact with each other and with Coach?
Yes, sir.
That's tremendous. Now Rutgers is coming into the Big Ten.
Yes.
So C. Vivian will be coming back to Carver.
I look forward to it because I can at least see them at least 4 times. Michigan State, and the surrounding area. So it'll be nice to see her.
You know, you mentioned Carver, and there's no finer arena for crowd noise. Carver was almost brand new when you played. That had to be a real thrill in those years.
It was a thrill just seeing the black and gold, the sea of black and gold in the stands and in the audience, and the people just love you. I wish I knew this lady's name, and I know she has since passed on, but she used to call me her little cucumber. And I used to wonder why she called me that. So one day I got a chance to ask her. And she said, well, there was a game you played against Northwestern University. And she said, you went to the free throw 9 straight times, just as calm as a cucumber, and made every single free throw. And I said, thank you. She's
Little
just
cucumber.
always dear to my heart.
What a great nickname, great moniker.
Thank you.
Cool as a cucumber, and she certainly was all that.
Well, hi, good afternoon, and welcome to FRYfest. This is FRYfest number 5. I'm Rex Brandstetter, a Coralville businessman, and I've had the distinct pleasure to be the head of what we call the Tiger Hawk stage. Of course, the Tiger Hawk is the emblem of the University of Iowa, and that's why it's called that. It's some great sponsors. This is the focal point of the trade show, the world's largest Hawkeye vendors trade show. And as you can look around, there's just all kinds of booths here, hats and coats and tennis shoes and bling, all these things that you can buy as part of FRYfest. And we've got, I think, 78 vendors in here today, big crowds, lots of Iowa athletes are here. We've just been something special. We just had a fashion show. Great fun down here, and you should put this on your annual calendar. It's FRYfest. This is FRYfest 5. When we're down here at FRYfest, the people who come here, we see people from all over the state of Iowa. We do a license plate check out in the parking lot, and these people are here for a reason. These people are here to get started on the Hawkeye weekend, and they're local people here too, of course, but they're here to get started on a big football weekend, and what better way to start than to kind of dress up your Hawkeye apparel, and that's what they're doing today. This is in the city of Coralville. This is all tied to the University of Iowa and Iowa City. All these people go together to put on FRYfest. It's a wonderful event, and we're glad to be here. You know, one of the things this does, it not only brings people to come down here, and maybe they're going to get a hamburger and they're going to buy a Herky the Hawk hat and things like that. We see old friends meeting each other. They invite athletes back now. The athletes want to be invited to FRYfest. We know that. The athletes want to be here so they can do autographs and things like that. The other things it does, a byproduct of all that, these people are here. Remember that the goal was to get people to come in from out of town, and hopefully they come here the day before, which means they might stay overnight. And to stay overnight, we've got lots of motels and hotels in this area. And if you stay overnight, you might have to go get a hamburger or eat or get a root beer somewhere. That was the whole goal. It was to drive the economics of the area through FRYfest, and it's accomplishing its goals. Nowhere to go but up, of course. This is number 5. We're already, planning session starts in February for number 6. This year, the vendor list is right up there, 70-some vendors here, and everyone's happy to be here. And at the end, and we have a car show outside and food vendors. The restaurants in the Iowa River Landing area all have specials, prices and menus for FRYfest. It's turned out to be a big attraction and a big deal, and we have a lot of fun doing it. It's a lot of work, believe me, but the goal was to bring more people to town to spend money at the local businesses.
My name is Laura Banfield. I'm with the Iowa Children's Museum. I work at the Iowa Children's Museum as the marketing and membership coordinator. So one of my jobs is to come out to all these events and represent the museum and get to see all the families and the kids. We're here today doing a bunch of crafts with the kids. So we've got these cool Hayden Fry sunglasses that the kids are decorating. They can also make keychains or bracelets, as well as paper footballs and buttons that they get to decorate and then wear around. And they're all Hawk themes, so we've got lots of black and yellow going on. FRYfest is awesome. It's always big and amazing, so they definitely did that again this year.
My name's Brad Alderson, and I'm with Shields. This is our 3rd FRYfest. Every year's been better. This year what we're doing is we're powering the Grand Gable bike ride, which is going to be on this Sunday. You can either ride a 25, 50, or 100-mile bike ride. All the proceeds are split between the Iowa Bicycle Coalition and the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. It's going to be a great thing. We got over 670 people, I think, signed up. It's going to be fun. It's going to raise a lot of money, and it's just another fun thing to have at FRYfest. It's going to start right down here at the IRL, the good old Earl, the Iowa River Landing, and that's where it's going to end, too. And all 3 rides are going to end and start at the same place, and then there's going to be a big party out here at the Iowa River Landing after the ride, and the people that rode the 100-mile bike ride get up on the stand, and Coach Gable's going to put the medal on him, a replica medal from his Olympics. So that's going to be special. If you can ride the 100 miles in that weather, you're going to deserve it. There are a lot of great things here. You can every year you come, you think you've seen the last thing that they can make that's Hawkeye, but every year there's something great. And another great thing was, I thought it was fantastic that at 15 minutes before the show started, there was a line outside that started at the door and went all the way around the corner. It just shows, the Hawkeye fans there are ready to go, ready to tear it up at 10 o'clock. The line for Coach Gable when he signed autographs got big right away. Everyone appreciates him, It's just a lot of Hawkeyes having a lot of fun today.
Hi, my name is Robin Anderson. I'm here at FRYfest for the University of Iowa's Dance Marathon. We are a student organization that raises money for kids and families suffering with cancer in our University of Iowa Children's Hospitals. We're here at FRYfest today at the Midwest One Bank booth looking for your donations. So if you want to donate, please come on by. So Dance Marathon happens at February 7th and 8th, 2014 this year. It's going to be 24 hours of no sitting, no caffeine, all for our kids and families over in UIHC. Our students raise a minimum of $400, and any student can participate. They can come and hang out with our families and show their support. This is actually my first time at FRYfest. I've never made it out over here, but it's been really cool so far. There's a lot of cool vendors and people, so it's been great.
I'm Mark Morehouse. I'm from the Gazette. We're here today to give some stuff out to some readers and show some appreciation and have some fun. The wheel is, folks are coming by, they go through I think they go through a subscription thingy, but they don't have to buy anything. You come over, you spin the wheel, and coffee cups, pictures, frame pictures, sunglasses, visor. The t-shirts are really cool. I'm a sports writer. I cover the Hawkeyes. This is my 15th year doing it. I've covered every Kirk Ferentz game but one, and that was in 1999. The only game that he won, that Iowa won, I was not there for it. So it was the only game I've missed, and I don't know where it's going to go this year. I'm interested in finding out. I think they'll be okay, but after last year, I don't know.
little one down there holding up? Well, the boys around here don't listen to the Beatles, run no Bo Cephas through the jukebox needle at the honky-tonk with a boot stomp all night. And what they call work or digging in the dirt, gotta get it in the ground before the rain comes down to get paid, to get the girl in the four-wheel drive. Well, the boys round here drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, rolling them red dirt roads out, picking up dust. Boys round here sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, we don't take no lip. Shoot it back and shoot it back and shoot it back and spit. Come on. Well, the boys around here, they're keeping it country. Ain't a damn one know how to do the Dougie. You don't do the Dougie? Not in Kentucky. But these girls around here, yep, they still love me. And the girls around here, they all deserve a whistle. Shaking that sugar sweet as Dixie Crystal. They like that yawling southern drawl, and they just can't help it cause they just keep falling. For the boys around here, drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, rolling them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. Boys round here sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, we don't take no lip. Shoot it back and shoot it back and shoot it back and spit. Come on. That's right. Ooh, that's right. Hey now, girl, come inside. Me and you gonna take a little ride to the river. Let's ride. Lay a blanket on the ground. Kissing in the crickets are the only sound. Let's ride. Have you ever got down with a redneck? Redneck. Cause I'm one of them boys round here, drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. Boys round here, sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, we don't take no shit. Shoot it back and shoot it back and shoot it back and spit. Come on. I got caught up in there, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
I was getting carried away.
Sorry about the S word.
Every time the leaves change, I start to think back about those weekends spent in the woods and tailgate. Like a warm blanket on a cold day. It's my home away from home, it never goes away. Take me back to where it all began, when we float down the river and down those canyons. Take me back to those rolling cornfields where we light up the bluff and boys got tough. Take me back to those summer nights when I grabbed you, baby, and held you tight. Take me back to Iowa. I wanna go. Turn up the radio, roll the windows down, let the glory days roll. Hit down 80, my baby and me, we're off to Kenneck ready to party. Take me back to where it all began, when we float down the river and down those canyons. Take me back to those rolling cornfields where we light up the bluff and boys got tough. Take me back to the summer nights when I grabbed you, baby, and held you tight. Take me back to Iowa. I wanna go. Before you lay me down in those field of dreams, pour some Templeton rye. Raise your glasses and sing, oh baby, take me back to where it all began, when we float down river and down those canyons. Take me back to those roaring cornfields where we light up the bluff we've always got to. Take me back to the summer nights when I grabbed you, baby, and held you tight. Take me back to Iowa. I wanna go.
Pep Band, the cheerleaders dance squad, and they're going to come right up here on the stage. Cheerleaders and dancers right up on the stage, right here. Come on up.
On behalf of the Iowa City Area Association of Realtors, we would like to thank everyone for being here at the pep rally tonight. It's a lot cooler in here than outside, so somebody made the right decision to move it indoors. The Iowa City Area Association of Realtors supports many community programs, and this is one that we really enjoy, putting our name on this because it is such a great event. And we're very proud to be here with Herky and the marching band and everybody else that showed up tonight. And we do have a lot of fun.
The newest member of the Hawkeye Area Wrestling Club, a two-time national champion, three-time All-American wrestler. He's now in training to win a gold medal at Rio de Janeiro, the next Olympics. Mr. Great Hawkeye himself, Matt McDonough!
Any Hawkeye fans in here? Are there any Hawkeye fans in here that think they're gonna beat me in a 100-mile bike race? Anybody? Ironside, I know you can hear me. I know you're not gonna beat me. He's crazy. He's riding a mountain bike 100 miles. He's out of his mind. I tell you what, it's a great time of year this time of year because there's a lot of Iowa fans here. They're pumped up. Football season's getting to go. Tell you what, we got a pretty good chance to beat them sled dogs tomorrow. What do you think? What do you think?
Before that, I get the opportunity to introduce the best Spirit Squad and the best band in the Big Ten Conference.
My name is Heather Stockman. My father, Bill Adamson, was the original director of the Scottish Highlanders at the State University of Iowa. He came from Boston as an accomplished bagpipe player to come here to set up and originate the Scottish Highlanders. That's where the Highlanders originated, was as a military unit to accompany the ROTC program. They helped the state of Iowa reach #1 in the gathering of those funds. One of the things that most of the members remember about the Scottish Highlanders during their membership years is the autograph bass drum. And we have an example of one of the bass drums here, a replica, and this was signed whenever they traveled by dignitaries that they met on each of their trips.
Right here shows the Iowa drum dance, and the dancer is actually dancing on a drum head, and it's a very small space in which to be doing the Highland Fling.
Here we have some of the pictures of some of the famous people autographing, just a small representation. Bobby Kennedy, Jack Kennedy, Richard Nixon, Dwight and Mamie Eisenhower. Behind me are the costumes, actually referred to as uniforms, worn by the Highlanders. These are two of the uniforms that were actually worn by the Highlanders. So their age of 75 years is evident. Next year in 2014, from August 28th to the 31st, we will be having another Highlander reunion. Everyone is invited to this event, not only alumni of the Highlanders, but friends, family, everyone. It's an enjoyable 4 days. We will have a tour of the Kinnick Stadium press box. We will gather together at FRYfest here again next year. And we will also have a banquet with information about our historical preservation efforts. On Saturday, of course, will be the football game, so we'll all support the Hawkeyes. Saturday evening, we have another banquet and more informal, and we invite everyone to bring their bagpipes, their drums, and their dancing shoes, and it's a very fun event. People, Highlanders from the past 75 years, gather together and share their memories and relive everything of their college years.
Hi, my name is Ann Bell, and I'm with Reading with Our Future Fans. We're a nonprofit organization, and what we do is our proceeds go to getting books to kids. I've written books about the college sports teams. All the Iowa sports here are listed, and the books are written for readers who are learning how to read. The books are $4 each, and you can see that we have a lot of interesting books. My new book this year is about the Iowa women's golf team, and we have pictures that show them golfing in any season. We've donated about 13,000 books to kids over the years that we've been doing this, and the kids absolutely adore and love the books. So come on out and see us at FRYfest. It's great to be a Hawkeye. I'm telling you that the Hawkeye fans have been great with us to help get kids to learn how to read. I live in Solon, Iowa. Yep, and I've been a teacher for many years. In Iowa City, I just retired last year. So this is a fun thing. I taught reading for a long time to kids in first grade. So that's where all this came from. Was one of my kids was not motivated to read about some of my traditional books, and so all he wanted to do was read about the Iowa Hawkeyes. This was the book that started it right here. And from that, I have launched off into other sports, other teams, and I do not only Iowa, but Iowa State and also the University of Northern Iowa. We have books that have gone all over the state of Iowa. In fact, I've gotten books in some of the other states. They're in schools and libraries and hospitals. This year, like I said, what we're doing is we're actually working to get books for the Children's Hospital Library. We've been to the FRYfest every year. I would love to come back. The Hawkeye fans are fantastic.
Hi, my name is Susan Balta, and I'm with Goodwill of the Heartland, and this is our 4th year at the FRYfest, and we're very happy to be here. It's going wonderfully this year. It's been really busy, and everyone seems to love our booth, and we're having great feedback with all of our quality merchandise. Goodwill supports the community. We have our mission statement is to advance the social and economic well-being of people who experience barriers to independence. So that is what we're all about. We do a great job with that, helping people with disabilities, and all the proceeds go to our mission. I think this is an awesome event. It's great to see all of the vendors come together and support this event. We have a wide variety of items. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, coats. We have anything that you can think of. We have cards, pictures, hats, lanyards. There's slippers, shoes, anything that you can think of you can find here, so come on out and shop our booth.
Hi, my name is Brent, and I'm with BeatCancerToday.org, and we are an organization that is striving to raise awareness around pediatric cancer. We sell shirts that have the Iowa logos and emblems on them, and our mission is to give back to 3 organizations within Iowa: Dance Marathon, Children's Oncology Group, which sponsors all research around the Children's Oncology Network, and Children's Cancer Connection in Des Moines. FRYfest is awesome this year. We've had a great crowd, and the fashion show just showed one of our shirts, and they look great.
I'm Sandy McDowell from East Dubuque, Illinois. And we're the only motorhome in the state of Illinois with Go Hawks on their license plate. Took me 3 years to convince the state to give me vanity plates for this. So then I went after the tracker, and we told that to the away games. So I put Little Hawk 2 on it. They stole the plates when we went to the Illinois game. First time we went to the Illinois game, they stole the plates, and the sheriff in our small town said, "What were you thinking, taking that to an Illinois game?" I said, "We live in Illinois. What do you want me to do?" He said, "Well, you shouldn't have had all that Hawkeye stuff on it." So we get a lot of flack about being from Illinois, but we were both born and raised in Iowa. We're season ticket holders. Up until last year, we went to all the away games for 8 years. Haven't missed a home game in all that time. My husband started going in the 50s with his family, and we took our kids when they were little, when you could buy tickets to the games. And it's a joy. It's fun to take this to the away games. We play that fight song driving through their campuses. Our favorite was when we went back through LSU and played the fight song. Well, this is a 1997 Gulfstream. Originally was purple and teal. So everywhere you see the striping, it was purple and teal. Started with the outside, restriped it, and then when we opened the door, it's like, oh, we had to start the inside. So we'll begin our tour. This is designed for tailgating. So the floor is very easily wiped down, washed out, what have you. These are flex steel chairs, built in Dubuque, Iowa. We're originally Iowans, but are transplanted to Illinois. But we support all of our local contractors, so all the upholstery work, the countertops, everything was done by local people. The signatures you see in here are authentic. The players have come in not anytime around the game time, but usually after the big boy toy shows, we would have a few of them in at a time. Norm Parker and Lisa Bluter are signed up there. And of course the coach signed the big one up in front. Perky has been in to sign the statue. He almost got his head stuck in the doorway. That was a good time. This is where we tailgate. There's crock pots and pans and things hidden everywhere in here. The pictures up here this is our original tailgate sites. We used to tailgate on Melrose Court. We're in the dental lot now. This is at one of the bowl games in Florida. There's the coach. We found him at one of the Outback Bowls and had our picture taken with him. I always say the highlight of the tour is the toilet paper holder. So if you want to stick your head in here. And I'm sure that's a unique one. We have the Herky mobile over the bed to give us the lullaby. And after last season, I added a dream catcher to catch the nightmares from last season in the bedroom window. Just when you think you can't find another Hawkeye thing, they come up with something new. The mural on the other side was a 30th anniversary gift from our son, and he did it when we were out of town. And I said, oh my God, it takes a lot of guts to put something that big on the side of somebody's motorhome, but it is beautiful. I don't know. I tried to explain that when we were at an Indiana game because we were listening to a talk show, and people, they were complaining about all the black and gold vehicles coming in. And what was that all about? Well, I got into our phone book, or our tailgate book, camper book, that's what it was, a camper book, and found the area code because it was a talk show you could call into. And I told him about the fact that we don't have a professional team. And when Hayden Fry came, he made that hawk head a symbol of pride in our state, in our country, brought the farmers into it. And I think they're our team. They're an all-American team. And I think they have the values that we as Iowans can believe in.
My name's Todd Linden. We're at FRYfest 2013. It's my third year celebrating the car show at FRYfest. And we're celebrating 75 years of the iClub this year at my particular tailgate. So we've got a picture here of the 1938 Kinnick Stadium. I love the fedoras and the suits, and it's fun to look and see that there's nothing outside the north and west side of the stadium. And then you got the boys that established originally Alumni Day, later become known as the iClub, and the day they got together on the steps of Old Capitol, they actually started this ribbon collection. It goes as far back as 1883, so I love this. And then you come over here and you got a 1938 leather sweater. It's pristine, not made in China, by the way. Bay City, Michigan. It's a fantastic leather sweater. And then as we go over here, we've got two banners from 1938, made in New York City. And then, of course, my pride and joy, what I call Vantastic, proud product of Detroit, Michigan. This is a 1982 Ford Econoline Hawkeye Special. What you're looking at came off the assembly line. They sent it then to get the interior done, and then went to dealerships from there, and a handful of Hawkeye fans bought these. I was fortunate enough to run across it 5 years ago from the original owners, and it had 42,000 actual miles when I bought it. It's 31 years old and only has 68,000 miles on it now. I did have a chance to drive it to the Orange Bowl in 2010, and that was fantastic because on the way down we stopped in Daytona Beach and were able to drive across the beach, and then we went on down to Miami for a fantastic Hawkeye win. So this is our tailgate fantastic vehicle. This is the third year for FRYfest, and we've been successful at FRYfest so far. So in 2 years ago we were Gable's choice, so we brought home the Gable bobblehead for 2011. Yeah. And then last year we were Herky's choice, so we brought home the hardware for Herky's Fest, or for Herky's Choice, and that had the Hayden Fry bobblehead. So I'm sort of gunning this year for People's Choice. That's my goal this year. We're 4 generations of Hawkeyes. So my dad actually was here in the late 50s when the Hawks went to the Rose Bowl, and then I went here in the early 80s when we went to the Rose Bowl again. Got a son that ran track here at Iowa a few years back, and so we've got a long history of black and gold. We tailgate just right outside the north end zone of Kinnick, and tailgating's all about good food and good friends and Hawkeye stories, and so we're looking forward to making all sorts of new stories again this year. My newest opportunity is I bought a popcorn popper, so we're going to actually make popcorn this year at our tailgates. So that should be kind of novel and a lot of fun.
Catching walleye off the rocks, watching the waves roll off the dock. We sit inside and blister in the sun. We blister in the sun. We couldn't wait for night to come to hit that sand and play some rock and roll. We were trying different things. We were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. One time, try this time. Now nothing stays the same, like when the leaves begin to change. Oh, how I wish those days would never end. Sometimes I'd hear that song and I'd start to sing along and think, man, I'd love to see that girl again. We were trying different things, we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. All right, all right.
My name is Herb Staub, and I'm the host this year of the Collectors Showcase. And I just want to point to a few things that I brought. I brought some 1939 newspapers, which featured the year of the Ironman, 1939. This is the year where Iowa won, Tide won, and this is a newspaper article about each one of the victories in Iowa City. And you can notice the headlines and what the stories are about on each game. Most of these items, like all newspapers, are very brittle, so they have to be housed in a frame and handled carefully. The value in areas of items like this usually run anywhere from $35, $45 up to over $100, depending on what the game was and who's featured and what pictures are. Several of these have now Kinnick mentioned, and some have large pictures. Back then, this is before they had any way of animating photos, so a lot of them are hand-drawn arrows in the final photograph that was taken before it was published. I also brought a number of old postcards. These are from 1908 to 1915, and these were taken by, in most cases, by Kent Studio. Kent was a famous photographer here in Iowa City, did a lot of work with the University of Iowa and all these different events. And one of the things people mentioned was the bear. Why is there a bear that's pictured? Well, in 1908, 1909, Birch the bear was the mascot for the Iowa Hawkeyes. So they actually brought a live bear to the games, and Birch would sit there and watch on the sidelines with the rest of the team.
Lauren Moss, right here, get a whole bank full of stuff here. And it says this.
After the games, there would be parades. And one of the most famous parades was when Iowa beat Yale. But these are photographs showing parades like Engineer Day and Mecca Day. This is in 1912, 1914. Here we got a local historian, famous man about town, writer for the newspaper extraordinaire, Bob Hibbs. Can you tell us a little bit about what you brought today, Bob?
Thanks, Herb, very much. My display out here focuses on badges from the University of Iowa. And start over here, this board down here is all Hayden Fry bowls and related Hayden Fry buttons of all sorts. This is one the university released that many folks are very familiar with. But a lot of the others, some of these are very rare in terms of limited editions and that sort of thing. This is a thing from the '82 Rose Bowl. We were fortunate to go to that, and this is my wife's corsage, and it survived on the collection, in the collection. This is a thing a jewelry store in Iowa City had an artist making back in the '80s, and it's all watch parts. So it's quite unusual. There were not very many of those made. And I am a postcard collector, and I have perhaps 4,000 different local, by local I mean Johnson County, Iowa postcards. And I write books about them, and those books are available still. They're postcard history stuff. Each postcard has a little history with it in text. This is the Yale leaders at the university. I just happened to turn to that page. And the original Herky the bear cub that was not a, predates the current mascot. There were actually 3 early ones in the bear and a dog and also a falcon. And they were kept by university Greek houses, fraternities, and all of them were lost one way or another. This bear jumped from the old Iowa football field, which was down along the east bank of the Iowa River between Iowa Avenue and Burlington Street in Iowa City. And it jumped in the river and went over the Burlington Street Dam and perished in the process. So that's Herky, the bear cub. I mentioned I was a postcard collector, and these are the Iowa State games from back. This particular card relates to 1909. And then this is the Hayden Fry era here, but it's just a complete array of the postcards that have been issued of football through the years. There's about 125 cards in that book. Then finally here is a complete set of University of Iowa homecoming badges, starting in 1924 with this one and going across down and back to, and I don't have a new one yet. I only have the 2012, so we'll get a 2013 to add to the board shortly. And then it has some bells and whistles on the board. Well, these are the full set of the Rose Bowl that Iowa has gone to from 1957 onward. We were fortunate enough to go to the '82, and we picked up a lot of memorabilia out there. Of course, Pasadena is famous for that with the Rose Bowl. But some of these things you don't see back here at all are Rose Bowl related, and that's where this came from. But anyway, that's a collector's nightmare, maybe, a collector's nightmare. Collector's fun. We enjoy having it. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
In your 2 years with the Jets, Matt, what struck you, just as far as the difference between the college football life and the pro life and the people you were surrounded by?
I think some of the guys that were in the NFL locker room can attest to it. Just there is a whole different spectrum of personalities, egos, I guess you want to call it. So it's just it's constant competitiveness, and everyone's trying to get a job, and I guess that's the biggest difference. Where in a college locker room and a high school locker room, it's everyone's your friend. In an NFL locker room, the friends come and go because the transition every year is the turnover is such a big thing, and I think it's tough to get those close relationships. So I think that's in my mind, the biggest difference is the turnover and the camaraderie to a certain extent that you have at a program like Iowa or other programs. So,
how many people have asked you in the last couple of years what Rex Ryan's like?
Quite a few, and I don't know. From the TV show, you got his personality, I guess, Hard Knocks, and that's kind of how he is 24/7. He's kind of off the cuff, says what he wants, and that's how he coached too. So definitely an overwhelming personality at times, but he was fun to be around.
They're kind of having some down times right now. Or do you feel bad for him?
You want everyone to have success, but things come and go, and there's always ups and downs of everything. So we'll see if they can rebound this year, I guess, and wish them well.
Mike, I'm going to ask you about two games. You didn't play in that Capital One Bowl, but you were on the sideline, and I even saw a photo of you celebrating with Drew Tate. What was it like just seeing that? What was it like being on the sideline, the locker room after the game, the hotel that night?
You remember that was obviously the catch, the Warren Holloway play at the end of the game to beat LSU. My recollection of that game was, I remember we came out firing and playing really, really tough, and it was the end of the first half, and I think it was Joseph Adai, their running back, who ended up playing for the Colts. He ended up running for a touchdown and juked a couple of good linebackers that were playing at the time, Greenway and Hodge, who you guys have probably heard of those guys before. But, so it evened up the game at that point, came into the locker room, we're like, gosh, can't believe we let one slip through our hands, so close to halftime. Came back out, it was a back and forth game. They scored with whatever it was, 10, 15 seconds left, which they're like, holy smokes, how are we going to pull this one off? And Drew Tate, obviously the quarterback at the time, he was one of those guys. He was a competitor in any time, any game. If Drew was in the game, you thought, hey, there's a chance he's going to make a play, we're going to score. You just had faith. It was like, I don't know how he's going to do it or what's going to happen, but it was just one of those deals. And all of a sudden, Warren's streaking down the field and in the end zone, and the next thing we know, there was just a huge mob of people in the end zone. And it was like everyone just blacked out for a minute. But it was pretty exciting, really cool. And a kind of a side story or backstory to that, Warren Holloway, every year Coach Ferentz makes the seniors at the end of summer camp, which the guys obviously just got done with last week. At the end of summer camp, he makes the seniors get up in the team meeting room and talk to the whole team and just reflect and just talk about goals, thoughts, just whatever. He gives you a microphone and it's your turn to go talk. And when it was Warren's turn, because he was a senior that year, Warren's a really, really quiet guy. Didn't hardly say anything. But every practice, when he was, because I was there for a couple years until he was a senior, he was out there stretching and running and doing extra stuff, during practice, and never did anything wrong, never got in any trouble, was never a starter. And the one comment he made when he had the mic in camp was, he said, being a Hawkeye, how did he go? I don't want to mess this up or misquote him, but it was given 110% doesn't make you special on this team. It makes you part of the team. And that was something that just stuck with everybody that year. And then it just so happened, the last play of his senior season, he happens to be the one to make the catch. Just a guy that no one really ever heard of up until that point, and now he's, shines forever in Iowa history. So,
where is he living and what's he doing now?
I believe he's in Illinois somewhere, Chicago. I couldn't tell you exactly what he's doing, but I know he makes it back semi-frequently. Just to your question earlier, it's just a warm, welcoming place that people want to be. If you've been a Hawkeye, you just naturally gravitate back here.
Thank you so much. Wow, thank you, everybody. We've got a big concert outside tonight. We got all kinds of fun going to trade shows over until 8 o'clock. Shop till you drop. A lot of great vendors. Thank you.
I'm gonna go to FRYfest, gonna celebrate all that's Hawkeye. I'm cheering and looking for the black and gold. This is Hawkeye Central.
Now walk up to the car show like, what up, you got a great ride. I'm so pumped about the world's largest Hawk Pride, blood drive at 9. You know it's for a good cause, and people be like, wow, those Hawks are straight balls. Rolling in the tailgate row, heading to the fashion show, dressed up all in black and gold, Chris Cagle rocking, looking bold. Dustin Lynch is rocking jeans, cranking out them country themes. Thanks to our friends at Midwest One for sponsoring FRYfest. But hey, it was totally worth it. Yeah, collecting it, showing it, about to go and give some compliments. Hawkeye's Collector Showcase, keep the people always walking in. Cause you know I'm always ready, displaying my pride. And you know I'm super pumped to be a Hawkeye. I'ma take it Hawkeye style, I'ma take it Hawkeye style. No, for real, as Hayden. Can I have his hand-me-downs, aviator shades, and coaching some football? Now we celebrate the Iowa River landing every fall. They had a bunch of tailgate clothes, I bought a bunch of tailgate clothes. I bought an Iowa jersey, then headed to the country show. Hello, my boy Chris Cagle. Dustin Lynch got me dancing at the pep rally show. I could take some helmets, make them cool and sell those. Bobbleheads be like, oh, now he got the right clothes. What you know about going to FRYfest on 8:30? What you know about tickets, they don't grow on trees? I tell you, I'm searching for the right website. Also on Facebook if you really want to get it right. Thanks to our sponsors for letting FRYfest go down, cause the Hawks are in flight. You know we run this whole town. I'm at FRYfest helping out as a volunteer, cause we helping get a party up in here. Your grandma, your auntie, your mama, and Herky, they can all come. You can even bring the opposing team.
FRYfest! Rapping Hawk! Yeah!
I wear my Hawkeye clothes, I look incredible. I got this fry mustache from that fry place in Coralville. I wear my Hawkeye clothes, I look incredible. I got this fry mustache from that fry place in Coralville.
Is that the Graham Gable?
I'm gonna go to FRYfest, gonna celebrate all that's Hawkeye. I'm cheering and looking for the black and gold. This is Hawkeye Central.
To do the Hawkeye, that's what it's all about.
We just won another one.
I tell you, that's what it's all about right there.